amaqhawe ame emva kwethu bafuna ukusifundisa ngamasiko futhi siyilokhu esikho we-Afrika siyazindla ngawe abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likheleza othulini nasekukuhleni abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likheleza othulini nasekukuhleni bafuna ukusitshela ngathi amaqhawe ame emva kwethu bafuna ukusifundisa ngamasiko futhi siyilokhu esikho we-Afrika siyazindla ngawe abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likheleza othulini nasekukuhleni abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likheleza othulini ukusitshela ngathi kodwa ngeke sizwe amaqhawe ame emva kwethu bafuna ukusifundisa ngamasiko futhi siyilokhu esikho we-Afrika siyazindla ngawe abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likeleza othulini nasekukuhleni abantu bangempela igazi loqobo likeleza othulini nasekukuhleni bafuna ukusitshela ngathi kodwa ngeke sizwe olendawo inabantu bangempela amaqhawe ame emva kwethu bafuna ukusifundisa ngamasiko
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anglers of all ages, hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome to a very special tackle box. We got sound, we got volume, we got video. We got some guy with a beard. This week's a very special one, and we're going to get into that, but I really want to take a moment. I did so yesterday, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to read what I had prepared, and I'm certainly not going to be able to do that now with all of you here. And it's a little closer to home for all of us. As you may have heard, we lost someone very special to our community recently, and it's affected a lot of us. was a shock. It came on very suddenly. He was an incredible part of the community. He started originally as part of the bridge crew. We became friends, and I know he was very involved in the community before becoming a mod. And I'm speaking none other than our lost angler, Etiquette. He just gave so much of his time selflessly as a moderator because he wanted to help the community, because he wanted to help the new players, and that he did. He made a real mark in the time that he was with us. The virtual EW flag is flying at half-mast these days. I just like everyone to take a moment, and if you didn't know Etiquette, just know that he made a difference. And you will be missed greatly. Greatly. So now we have to rebound. Now we have to get on with what we're here to do, which is what he would want. We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to have a little fun. So, yeah. Wow. Let's get to this, shall we? So what are we doing this week, my friends? Listen to the voice crack. We have a very special Tackle Box stream planned where we just had an update if you missed it. We've got all kinds of things going on right now. Double XP, all kinds of stuff happening. We've got gold items in game. And we're going to introduce who you've met before. And I'm really excited to have him back. Hold on, let me just turn it all on. He's already getting the dance going here. Hold on. Let's just go. Pow, pow. Mr. Ben, hello, kind sir. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here, Jaxy. Really excited to do some fishing and talk about some exciting new updates.
Yeah.
How are you getting on?
Good, man. So good. Trying to keep up with everything. There's so much that's been happening. You guys have, I personally am really excited what you've done with this update. It's brought some really cool stuff. The souvenir shop has long been awaited. The legendaries, which we're going to talk about. Those did they get pushed back? No, were they in the update? They didn't make the update, did they? No,
so the legendaries are in the update. Legendaries in the update, but they don't go live until today.
That's right.
We have them, and everyone will be able to enjoy them later tonight when all the South Africa legendaries will go live. Well, not all of them. One of them will go live, and that's how we do things here, yeah.
Wouldn't that be a treat? Get them all out there at once. You wouldn't know which way you're going. But the secret is you don't know which it is. So I can't wait to see the community get together, try and find it, figure out the best way to catch it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got time to talk about the legendaries. I think maybe when we go out for a fish would be a good spot. There's some pretty cool stuff in the store behind you I think we should go and take a look at. Now, it might be best if you're able to watch along and we can kind of talk through this, take a look at some of the items, and just give folks a little bit of a what, because I know a lot of you have seen it and I've seen some discussion about it, but I think this is really cool. So let's take a peek. I would love to be able to buy these myself. I know the community's out there rocking it. The colors, everything is absolutely on point, Ben. I love the theme we've kept with it. I really need these glasses IRL. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Like they are legit.
So these particular sunglasses were worn by a character called Fricky, who you'll find in the main story.
Oh.
I think on the last stream we were together, excuse me, we showed some concept art of Fricky. I need to recover. Sorry. We showed some concept art of Fricky, and these were the shades he was wearing in that concept art. So we kind of decided to, hey, why not let the players have them too?
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. I love those tie-ins. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like this whole outfit, I have yet to see somebody running around with them. I'm sure they've already got them. Wow, they've done a nice job. Very nice job. Is there now? What is? I can't see what the hat says. I need to get this on somebody's head. What is that? Do you know offhand what that says?
Yeah, it says Shisanyama. So each of these pieces of gear correspond to one of the clubs that you'll find in the game.
Okay, good.
So I think originally we wanted to have it so it was kind of a reward for doing the missions, but since that point, I decided, hey, if you feel a particular allegiance to one of the fishing clubs, you can wear some of this, and we put it in the souvenir shop. I guess everyone can have all three pieces.
That's very cool. Yeah, I can see the last one says club. The other ones, though, that's awesome. And the grocery store, of course. Oh, we got nice variations. The dinosaur disguise, man. You know, I don't know if you've seen what used to happen on a typical tackle box stream. Everybody would creep up on me with these masks on, and we're just giving them more ammo.
Yeah, the masks have got very out of control. Like the first one I think was the troll mask that we had in Norway, and it was just so not exactly what you'd expect to find in a fishing game. But I think the community seemed to have really enjoyed it. So for the people that like it, we're going to keep making them, I think.
That's awesome.
People, you've got dinosaur masks, we got the horse mask, we got troll masks, we got Krampus for Christmas, we've got loads of stuff.
I think that's great. We had a community member, Official Doe, and every time I turn around, he'd be crouched, creeping up behind me in that troll mask. Every single time. This is awesome. This looks really good. Oh, I love the Rushy shirt. That is great. As you can see, Chad, I haven't had a chance to take a peek at a lot of these. I'd seen it all as it went through production, but I never saw the final product, and these look great, Ben.
So we decided we wanted to represent the kind of the stores. We wanted to put them with some of the branding of the gear manufacturers in the game, and it's something that I think early on in development I actually wrote up some pretty detailed plans for all of the different gear manufacturers, and I don't think we ever ended up putting any of the things that I've written in the game, although maybe we will. So obviously you've got that's kind of came through in some of the DLC packs. You've got the Rushy DLC. I think you've got a Fisker Pro one. But you can basically see all of the rod manufacturers that we dreamt up at the start of development, kind of as sponsors on some of the club stuff there, which is kind of cool.
I thought that was really neat. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. I'm a big F1 fan, so a lot of my F1 apparel's got a lot of the branding on it. Reminds me very much of that. Very well done.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more like, if the masks are things that someone fishing in real life would never wear, I think the club stuff is very much more in line with, okay, I want to wear what I'd actually wear if I was going fishing, maybe. Then I think it's closer, maybe if not entirely there. But yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, I gotta ask, this safety sunbonnet, the hard hat. What's the tie-in?
You'll see if you close the shop, you'll probably see strapped to Mercedes' belt is a hard hat that she uses in case she's fixing up the park or that kind of thing. We decided we actually took the design of her hard hat. They see it just strapped to her hip.
Yeah.
We took the design of the hard hat so you two can be properly safety conscious if you're walking around the park and something's going to fall, because
I dig it.
It's pretty well maintained. She does a good job, but sometimes things just fall, and you want to be prepared, I guess.
Fair enough. Does the light turn on?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe we need to look into that. Maybe if someone's listening, they can tell me if it turns on or not. But I think it's still your flashlight.
Well, I think this looks fantastic. I have to say, the last Jeep design is kind of my favorite. I love those African colors. It looks absolutely great. Good job. Sorry?
We've got a few different colors. The last one you'll notice that you just had, the Jurassic, was it that one? The Zulu, not the Zulu Zoom, the one before that.
This one.
I forget what I called it. Cretaceous Cruiser. That's a very legally distinct pattern of something that someone might have seen, which I think is kind of fun. And then the last one, obviously, is your South African colours are yours, which is we have had on a few of the reserves now. In Norway, you have the blue and yellow. I think we've had kind of a Stars and Stripes one for the Golden Ridge, and we're just kind of continuing that of wanting to rep the reserve that you hopefully had a good time in completing. So, yeah,
I dig it. Looks good.
That's about it.
The Zulu Zoom. That's just pleasurable to say. Yes, actually, David from chat said those shirts, they're almost like pro league fishing shirts. Yeah, it's a really good design.
That's what we were going for. Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, I can see chat. They're Krampus is the year-round mask for little honeybee. Lots of people agreed. I think it's appreciated. This is stuff that it gives the player something to do, something to strive for. Aside from just the fishing, we all like to look unique, and with all the options that are in here now, we can certainly do that, mix and matching and whatnot. Some of these shirts I think would go well with some of the Western outfits. Just off the top of my head, yeah, quite happy with it. Well done, team. Well done. Very nice to get this into game. It's
exactly like it's kind of it's how we kind of finish off. I guess in our minds, finishing off a reserve pack. Like we have the kind of first serving where you get the base reserve, you can have a play around with it, the big chunk of content. Then we just have that cherry on the top, and we maybe move on to the next thing. I can't say too much about that. No leaks. But I will say, someone talking about the Krampus masks. I had a lot of fun writing the descriptions for all the Fishmas items. And that I think I maybe just had a late night at the office where I was like, okay, I'm going to make lore of this Fishmas. Like, what are the traditions? What do people do? Who are the figures involved in Fishmas? And I think to the one or two people that actually read it and kept up on it, they can have a little peek into my brain of maybe something that should not be. But it's in the game for all to see, I guess.
One or two. Give yourself some credit, my friend. Seriously, give yourself some credit. You do a fantastic job with setting the scene. And in an open world game, having that backstory, like I can't wait to talk about the legendary fish. I just, it was one of my favorite streams that I've done on here was, I think it was at the first, it might have been Spain, where you and I were out. It was Spain. You were driving me around and we had just such a great backstory on those legendaries. Yeah, looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. And so we've seen the shop. I think we should get fishing. We could talk a little bit about the legendaries. I don't know if folks are hoping that you're going to let slip what they need to do to catch each one or which one's live tonight. But I think we could definitely have a little bit of fun and explore a little bit of them and get some fishing going. I want to throw a line in the water. I've been so busy lately. I just don't get to do this as often, and I'm really excited for this. Shall we go get in a boat?
We could get fishing, Jaxy. Just quickly,
yeah.
I don't know if you want to show off the golden hook items as well.
Oh my goodness, I didn't. Yes. See, that's. Well, I need one more monitor.
Well, there's two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, where was it? It's in the equipment. Here we go. So that's right. The Golden Hook is a new addition brought to the game, folks. I know a lot of you have seen this. It is a free edition. It actually gives you something to strive for those. The design is for those folks that have already reached that pinnacle of the max level, the real high-end levels. These are your ultimate bragging rights. You're not going to see many of these. Honestly, this is that status icon in the angler. And I think it's a really cool addition, and where it could go from here, I think would be, I just can't wait to see what the team comes up with. So Ben, I have to tell you right off the bat. So I recently sold my truck. I bought a Jeep, and I'm regretting that I did not get a solid gold Jeep. Where can I get one of these?
Well, I didn't realize that Expansive Worlds were giving solid gold Jeep money, but I need to have a chat with someone. Maybe I'd like one of those. But no, exactly. You can get one if you just go into the souvenir shop, Jaxy. Maybe you can't quite have one in real life, but you can definitely have one here. It looks real nice. Like, it is nice to kind of have a dev build and to play around and to actually have enough money to buy a gold Jeep. That's great. And I think the idea behind them is exactly as you say. It's tacky swag. It is showing everyone, putting it down their throats that you have more money than them, and you're much better at fishing and much cooler, and everyone likes you more. And that's what it means if you see them driving one of these Jeeps around, I think. That's what I think anyway.
Yep. It's that status symbol, man. It's like pulling up the buddy that's in the McLaren at the red light, and, Oh, that is fantastic. I got to get my hands on one of these. I should have went over to the dev account. Could have bought one for all my friends. But with
this is cheating.
Yeah, this is cheesy. Absolutely. I think even more than the Jeep is I absolutely need this liquid gold. From the picture in here, I got to see one of our players in this. It looks like the sun's gonna glint off that. Does it blind the passerbys while you're on the water?
Exactly. Only if they're poor. Yeah. Although maybe if you got the Sunrise Shades with the reputation, I mean, synergy, planned out update.
Very good. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-mm. But I mean, it's nice. Like I think we're just about to cover them as well. But I will talk about the skins for the vehicles, and that obviously, they're pretty shiny. They look really nice in the daylight. I don't think maybe in the future if people have a lot more money lying around, we could make something else. But I can't imagine there being a higher chase item than 1 million credits. It's pretty astronomically high, and I would be surprised if many players managed to get all 4 in their lifetimes. Really, it's a lot.
Well, I'll tell you that casual 4 mil, as Tropic says, absolutely a casual 4 mil just kicking around. I mean, this is literally the only scenario where you're going to be able to do this, because I can tell you, I would get to 1 million credits a lot quicker in game than I would IRL. But I can explain away the 1 million Jeep and the $1 million boat. But $1 million rod, this is a must-have. If you are a diehard in the game, it's beyond a flex. People are flexing for you at this stage. This thing's insane. I just want to hold it in my hand, Ben.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
wow.
I think we've definitely, when we came into designing the rod and the reel, we were like, how can we ever make it good enough to be worth 1 million? Like, I think it's such an astronomically large amount of money. There's never really ever going to be a power that we're going to go out where it's going to be like, okay, that's good value for money, And I think originally we made it even tiddlier than this. Like, we wanted it to basically be like just the ultimate flex. It looks incredible, but it's really rubbish. And I think eventually we got to the point where it's okay, we boost it a bit, we make it just a lightweight setup, it's usable. But we increased it quite a bit over time. I think originally it was going to be a very, very, kind of lower scaled, just super flashy. It's all about the floss. It's all about that kind of empty, vacuous wealth that everyone loves so much.
I will say I think it was a very good decision not to make it like the best rod in game. Because, for a casual player that might not ever see 1 million credits, that would be heart-wrenching. So I think that's actually a really, really good decision for our devs' design choices there. I'm fully behind that. I love the fact it's just this bougie rod that I love it. I absolutely love it. And of course we got the reel to go along with it. I do hope that when you're reeling, it sounds like money, coins all dropping into a like Scrooge McDuck style.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Like, to talk about that, like, it's we have designers with spreadsheets looking, okay, what's the lifetime of the game like? How can we avoid having it so we don't increase fish too quickly, the size of fish. We don't increase the strength of rods too quickly, that we don't run out of space. Because I think there is a very natural thing, is we do want you to be able to go back to Golden Ridge or back to Norway, the first few reserves, and still be able to have a good time and just not trivialize all of the fish with anything. Or, have fish that just, there has to be a realm of kind of feasibility, because we don't want to increase the fish or the gear too quickly. So it's something that someone is keeping a very, very close eye on, and we don't want to break it with our flex items, I think.
Well, it's a cool addition. I'm just saying, it's a whole lot of bling. I like this. I really do. I like this because I've seen a lot of our players that are I've spent a lot of time on there that are crushing it daily, that have ended up with a lot of credits. And where do you go from there? It certainly isn't something that just everybody's going to be able to go out and buy. I understand the design choice. It's something to strive for, and when you get it, you'll be showing it off. I like that we've created that. It's pretty cool. Dig that. Good, excellent. I see that. I also want to apologize. Everyone's on vacation here right now, and I don't handle our titles anymore. And I was supposed to today, and it just is not in my rotation. I completely forgot. I see that the game is not updated either. It's not the end of the world. It's really the same, well, similar community, same company, but I don't like it when that sort of thing happens. So let me see if for some reason I had a hard time updating the titles. So I think what we'll do then, that's it for that's it. That's it for the gold items. There's 4. Holy man, that's more than it. I think what we should do is jump on over to a boat and get a little fishing going.
Let me see. I can drive something.
Okay.
Let me see what I've got.
Supposed to update it, but it has not. Restream does not like me. That's okay. We know what we're here for. It's just, let's get it. We want to keep things moving. Okay. Let's go grab a boat. Oh, you're in a boat. Good, man. What are you rocking on there? You got the Christmas? Is that the Christmas?
Yeah. The snow holds bards.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's
So,
get after it.
anywhere you fancy going?
I'm easy. I'm just so happy to be out here on the water this morning. An hour earlier, too. I don't know if you'd seen, we've moved our hunter streams an hour later. So it took a whole adjustment for me again to get back in the rhythm. But I did this for 3 years. It should just be like riding a bike in the water with a fishing rod on the back. It's fine. Everything's fine.
That's impossible.
I'm actually seeing a lot of folks in chat, and I just want to touch on it. They're loving the toggle to the jigging and twitching.
Yes.
What a great quality of life move. You know, I can't wait to try it myself because I know that'll be a big one, especially for controller. Right? I used to love leaning back and on the controller in the evening. My son would play with me a little bit, and yeah, so that's a really nice feature.
It's absolutely one of those to help, prevent any repetitive strain injury. Especially, I think when people were grinding for something kind of big. Am I on the bank? Okay, I shouldn't talk and drive.
That's okay. Just don't grab your phone or I'm getting.
Oh no! Oh no!
Can I push you?
You can try, but I think I'm going to be okay.
I think you got it. While we're driving,
yeah, I think I got it.
Actually, I'm not sure about this one because I don't know about the new gold setups and how long it's going to take for this sort of thing. But one of our members, Kip, you've probably seen him around. He's a big part of our community. He asked if we can elaborate on the mastery for the gold setup. So 2% in 12 hours of fishing. Is it being a gold item supposed to be harder? Is that, or what do you think?
Exactly. It is the chase of the chase. Like, I think when it came to making the gold mastery, this is the single biggest and hardest thing it'll ever take for you to complete in the game, just in terms of pure swag and pure show off. So getting mastery on that golden rod, I think, is going to be the as close to the 100% complete, I think, as you're going to find in our game.
Oh no, you've got a new bingo card, Kip. This is added to the bingo. It's going to take years to finish bingo now. It's been great watching everybody get through all the different reserves and trying to tick off all their accomplishments. We just added a big one. Whoa, it gets a little rough by the waterfall. Oh, this is gorgeous. I haven't fished here yet. This is a beautiful thing.
We can fish in the waterfall if you want, or we can maybe go elsewhere.
Oh, did you have something in mind? I mean, hey, take me on a tour.
Where was I thinking of going? I guess if we follow this river down, there is a nice lake, but unfortunately, I don't think the boat's gonna do us gonna be any good.
You know, the John boat, we could have pushed it all the way there.
I think so. That thing's strong.
It would have taken the whole stream.
Okay, we can get ourselves something new if we get to the other side of the river. Just give me a second.
Roger, no worries. We'll get over there. Absolutely, Cappy. Cappy's starting a boat
platforming challenge. School. Ah, you pushed me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do it. Nobody saw nothing. Didn't do a thing. See, you made it. Everything's fine. Right. Worked out all as planned.
I mean, I feel violated. Okay, come on in.
Thank you kindly. Oh my goodness. I'm great, CGO. Great to see you, my friend. How you enjoying the update, my dude? I'm doing really well. Really pleased to be out here this week. The Wizard of the Bridge probably has all three. He's a beast. He's a fishing beast. I wouldn't doubt it. You're also able to buy the boat and the Jeep after your 30th salmon farm. 30-hour salmon farm. Holy. Elias, that's a lot. Wow. That's wild, isn't it, Ben? Dedication. Yeah. Will there be a chance for some QA with Ben? You guys can throw some stuff into chat. I'm going to vet it, obviously. I mean, you guys are pretty good. I don't think we need to worry too much. Absolutely. Throw it in there. If I don't get to it, don't be upset. You know? We got to protect our devs. We want them to come back again, you know.
Okay, these rocks have been the end of us, I think.
Did they defeat us? Dun, dun, dun.
I want to get down to the lake at the end of this river, but I think maybe getting a Jeep would have been the smarter option. Oh, here we go. We've made it.
The jumbo goes through this stuff really well.
It does. We should maybe take a break to do some fishing at some point, though.
Yeah, hey, no, this is good. This
it
gives
is good
us a
to
chance.
have fishing on a fishing stream.
It is, absolutely, and we will get there and get some done. But it is also an open world game. It's nice to be able to explore some of that open world from a third-party perspective, too. Plus, we're getting caught up on chat here. It looks like we're going to arrive at some fishing spots here real quick. Can we ask about Ben's background? We're going to put you on the spot, Ben.
So I've been making games for about 10 years now, 10, 11 years. I've been here at Expansive World / Avalanche for about 7 years. So from that stuff, I came around Mad Max and Rage 2, worked on those as a narrative designer. And then when the Angler came along, and working Contraband as well, and then working on the Angler now for the life cycle of the Angler, pretty much. Okay, we're stuck. I think no, we're okay. Okay, I think we definitely should have taken a Jeep, but maybe we can use it as an opportunity to go fish somewhere.
You got on the Angler and you were hooked, right? I couldn't hold off. I couldn't wait to see that.
Yeah,
you set me up, right? So
it's had some mileage. But I've been working with the because I'm based in Stockholm, but we've been working with the Liverpool team as well on the Angler, which has been fantastic.
Do you want me to come over to that side?
It has. I fell in the river and has spawned me back in the dinosaur park.
Oh no! No! I can't drive your boat. I'm stranded.
I think there was a fast travel point, so I will go there. Or maybe there wasn't a fast travel point. Okay, well that's very upsetting. You should go fish somewhere, Jaxy, and I will get a Jeep and get to you.
Where do we want to go? Maybe one of the clubs?
Find some water and put some sinker in there.
Here, let's head down.
But yeah, as far as the Angler goes, I've been writing pretty much all the pieces of text you see in the game will have gone through me. So that's kind of cool, and it's a very different project. Like it's not really like anything like writing for Rage or writing for Mad Max or Contraband. It's its own thing.
Quite a different theme.
It's been interesting. Yes.
Yeah, but you've brought your flair to the game and bringing that backstory for all of our NPCs. By the time you get onto Reserve, if you really read into everything that's been done, there is a ton of context there. There's just a ton of depth to them, and I know that I appreciate that. I think a lot of other folks do as well. Can I not get a boat down here? Oh, I thought I could. It's just for a challenge.
There should be a board you can get a boat from just above you. But I think exactly, like I always went on the Angler, I always just wanted to have a light touch. Like I think it's important that people are here to fish and we want it to be a fishing experience. And I want the world building to just generally, prop that up rather than being the singular thing that you're going to be engaging with. And I think that, I don't know, I think there's obviously different things that players respond to in different ways and stuff we can definitely improve. But I think that I think that it was a pretty reasonable decision not to be so in your face with a lot of the kind of narrative content that we have.
I think so, and I think a lot of our folks would agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. But yes, there you go. Please say Groot slang for us. I don't know, Ben. I'm not even sure what Groot slang means. Chats.
Groot slang means big snake in Afrikaans.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And well, I mean, is that a segue, or are we gonna hold off on this one and actually get some fishing done first?
I think it's a good segue. I've got a line in the water here, although I'm on a size 9 hook. I'll probably change the setup, but I'll see if I can pull something small out. About to get a hit right now, actually. Yes, so that's a great segue because as we all know, we have the introduction of some new legendaries to come to the game. The long-awaited legendaries. A lot of questions. What are they? How well we know what they are now, but what? Going through the names, are they difficult? You know, with the community's going to have to figure out the different traits. What do they like? What do they not like? And of course, the locations. But before we even, surmise on any of that, Ben, you're very instrumental in the design of these with the backstory, and I think you know everything inside and out. Why don't you tell us a little bit about them? I know people are dying to hear some of what you have to say about this.
Absolutely, I'd love to. So with previous reserves, I think we designed a lot of the different fish with a range of different inspirations. I think a lot of it is kind of, okay, what's the coolest thing on the reserve? Like, what are the fish that is kind of the lifeblood of the different packs? How can we kind of just, encapsulate what the reserve means within some of the fish as that kind of that cherry on top before we finish it off? With these, I actually looked up, across South Africa, there's a lot of different deities and mythical creatures that are tied to the water, or they're tied to specific fish. And I wanted to basically highlight 3 of them, and then basically try and find fish that would kind of fit. So rather than them being, okay, you're not necessarily capturing deities, but you're capturing fish that as pretty much as close to as deities as we have in our game. And the first of these is the Groot slang, which we were just talking about, which is an African mottled eel.
Yep. And
the Groot slang is a deity that guards a colossal hoard of diamonds. It's like an incredibly old creature. You'll see a lot of the description of the Groot slang, where if you go in the description for it, or you can give it a look. I think in a lot of pictures and depictions of the Groot slang, you'll see it with the head of an elephant. And there's been a number of Groot slang sightings that people have claimed that it is there in real life. But it's like a huge elephant with a serpent's tail, or the big snake.
Oh, wow.
Which kind of guards the wander hole, or a bottomless pit filled with diamonds, basically, which is pretty cool.
I mean, that's very fitting for the model chosen and everything too, right? That's I dig it. I dig it. How do you even find this stuff? This is amazing. I want your job. It sounds like you get to go down rabbit holes all day.
It's a lot of fun. I do like. I think a lot of my job, I think we've talked a bit about this on the stream, but a lot of my job is actually working with cultural consultants. We hire people who are experts of the region who can basically tell us, okay, this is some really cool things to do with fishing, what fishing means to the people there, and also, how people speak, how they act, what they think. And a part of that is actually being able to hit them up and being, okay, what are some cool, really important local legends, deities, things that are cool that we can kind of turn into legendary fish. I think if you're keen-eyed as well, you'll have seen some of the traits of the legendary fishes that are in the handbook. And the Groot slang was one of my favorites in production because it has a trait called the evil eye, which it actually scares off all other nearby fish. And for the longest time, the Groot slang also included itself. So it would spook itself with its own eyes as a bug, which was one of my favorite bugs that we've had in the game, which will be fixed. It'll be fixed. But it used to spook itself.
That is fantastic. My little dog does that, scares himself everywhere he goes. This is awesome.
Actually, you don't have a Groot slang.
Yeah, no.
I can't find you on the map. Where are you?
I'm just down by the dam. And
down by the dam.
down at the I can't even. I didn't want to try and say
I
it.
see you.
Yeah.
You've moved. You've moved. Okay, I'll have to go back to my car.
It's a good spot down here. It's one of the spots I've spent a little bit of time whenever I come out to Africa. That should be changed now, Matt. It should be changed. I know when it started, you have to do a refresh. I didn't. I don't normally change the titles. It's actually done by Vivi. She's on vacation, so I own that. It wasn't in my rotation, and the last few days have been a little crazy, to say the least. I pulled these curtains in nice and steady here, looking pretty good. Always a good morning efficient. Yeah, I was just taking a look in the handbook there. It's man, I can't wait. I don't know which one is live tonight. Well, I mean, I might have seen everybody talk about that, but I don't know that I'll be able to go and pull these out. I don't know which ones are. You know, like when you look at the likes of Golden Ridge Reserve, or you look at Norway, or et cetera, there's always the easier and the harder. So it'll be interesting to see which ends up, the community favorites, so to speak.
Like we do try to strike a balance between, basically speed, determination, size, and to give them kind of archetypes that they can basically fit into. And so, yeah, you do get one on each reserve that's generally a bit stronger than the rest. You get one that's a bit, quicker, that puts up a fight. Various different metrics. And this one's no exception. So there will be one that's pretty strong, I imagine.
I can see that he prefers the night. Wondering if, wonder how that's going to pan out.
With the time of day selection, I think it makes it a lot less painful to try and look after these kind of things.
100%. So. Plus, we've also seen with the legendaries, there's always that chance of getting them in the day. It may not bite as easily, but there is still the option. Oh, we got a little bit bigger. Moving up to a silver. We're making progress here. By the way, I do want to say I really appreciate the new UI. It was one of the first things I noticed when I jumped in here. I just think it's great. It's the thing with the angler. It's always popped when you get that kill, when you get that token, that not that kill, that catch. When you get that gold or that diamond, it's impactful with the sound and everything. And the UI is really caught up to that. I really like the look of it. I think that was a nice little addition.
Yeah, we're always trying to improve. Like I think. UI designers, UI programmers here are constantly looking at the stuff we have in the game and being like, okay, how can we push that? How can we make it a bit better?
Right.
They're always going to keep iterating. That's the beauty of having a live service game, like having something that's going to keep evolving, keep living, is that we do have the opportunity to go back. Okay, we'd like to make this thing a little better, add a bit more grease,
Yeah.
I think it's really nice.
I want to read something. This is endearing. Botter Snipe says he's from South Africa, and this is a really big honor for them. And I have to say to you, Botter, honestly, this is a great day to be here then, because Ben's focus, one of the things that he does is brings that authenticity, that, as I keep saying, backstory, but helps build the context of the reserve. And you have a very, very large hand. If not the largest hand, aside from our artists, I suppose, in actually delivering that feeling. And I think South Africa, I don't think there's anyone that would disagree. You nailed it here, buddy. And getting that kind of response from one of our players from South Africa, I love to see that. Love to see it and hear it.
There's a little thing I always say, which is that when people ask me what being a writer is about, I think it's failure, because every single new reserve, I've never been to South Africa. I don't know what people from South Africa are like. I've met a few, but I have by no means had a fully representative experience of what it's like to be from the region. So I'm coming in and I am a complete novice, basically at this kind of thing. So what we do, if you're a complete novice, you get very smart people, you pay them money, and they help you out. And I think that's that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
We want to get people who are experts on South Africa, who are very, very smart, who've been doing this for a long time, and been able to go, okay, how can you help us out? Can you tell us some stuff? can you help us with our fishing game? What's fishing like here? How can we capture people? And then we hire voice actors from South Africa. There was a really cool instance actually in the auditions for South Africa when we did the readout for the dictionary of the Karoo mermaid, which is one of the legendaries. And the Karoo mermaids are actually depicted in a cave painting, which is a particularly famous one, which is there's a lot of real treasures in South Africa. And there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of beautiful stuff, and there's a lot of cave paintings and other pieces of art. Wide spectrum of different voices, different people. And they'd actually been to see the Karoo mermaids in real life, which I thought was really awesome. And so it was really nice, basically living in a completely different continent, kind of living in this virtual place in your mind, and suddenly you meet someone and they're like, oh yeah, we know exactly the thing you're talking about. You know, we know exactly what it is, and here's what it looks like, and here's what you've written, and is it good? And I think that's it's always a really nice experience.
I love that. I absolutely love that. It goes a long way too, because all that coming together is what's brought us this. What I'm told is a very authentic feel. What I'll say is spending time here just makes me want to go to Africa. It's already top of my list because for many reasons. But yeah, I mean, just look at that vista. Okay, so let's get back to the legendaries. Because I mean, it's so easy to just get sidetracked on these streams. So we had Groot slang. We did. I actually said that. Did I just nail that? Groot slang. Yes, sir. Give us a little something on the Mum Lambo. I want to say Mama Lambo. I don't know why. I don't know, but yeah, give us a little backstory on this. This is terrifying.
Mam Lambo is the brain sucker. Mam Lambo is actually something that I had to get in contact with legal about because my description of Mam Lambo actually goes above our age rating. So it's been doctored a little bit to make sure that I haven't described the actual sightings of Mam Lambo. In 1997, a load of people in the area actually reported that they had seen a creature with the head of a horse, the lower body of a fish, short legs, and the neck of a snake. And it had been responsible for 9, can I say it? What's the edge of our stream? Impairments. 9 people were impaired by the brain sucker. And it's called the brain sucker. You'll never guess why. Because it eats faces and brains. And this little horrible thing will give it a go.
I ain't going in the water now. That's it. You know, online character or not, I'm staying on the dry land. Oh my goodness. Exactly.
And the fish that we chose to kind of, you know, again, these are kind of like tributes to legends.
Right.
This doesn't have the face of a horse. The only thing with the face of a horse around here is me because I bought the DLC pack. But I think we decided to kind of go and kind of age in a little bit of what is the Mam Lambo legend? What does it represent? And I think upon consultation, Mam Lambo often takes the form of a mermaid. Not a mermaid, sorry. I'm thinking of the Karoo mermaid, sorry. It has a, it kind of, no, it is a mermaid. I'm right. I was right, sorry. Mam Lambo is often depicted as a mermaid because it kind of is associated with the temptation of money, of Western prosperity kind of coming, and the disconnection from a traditional communal sense of life. And so, originally we wanted it to be that the more money you had, the worse this fight would be. But eventually we were like, maybe that's not great, maybe that's not a great design. And now we've kind of gone for a bit more of a joke. Run for your money. Fair. It will always try and keep away from you. It'll run away from you as long as it possibly can, which I thought was kind of
fair. Wow, that's. I don't think I was looking for such a terrifying. Holy, that is something else. But I like that. It makes it even better when you pull that bad boy in. Man alive! Wow. Well,
honestly, the base tigerfish doesn't need any horse head to be terrifying.
No, it really
I think we talked about it in the past, but I've seen videos of those things eating swallows mid-flight. Like that, they're absolutely nuts. those things. And yeah, I mean, that set of teeth is no joke.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And just watching that animation there, as you see it, it's almost like, I mean, you understand it's moving around, it's his natural movement, but a little chomp. It's just giving you a warning as it bites down.
Yeah, exactly. Our animators had a really fun time adding extra animations to the catch screen for the legendaries. So when you catch them and you've got them in your arms, you'll notice the eyes move, the teeth gnash. Like you've got a few, special things that you won't find in any other types of fish, basically, because they were like, okay, let's give these a little bit of extra flair. So when you're screenshotting them to show off to your friends, you can, get a bit of movement in there, which is cool, I think.
Wow. Oh, goodness, another one. I was going to just look at the next fish. At the next legendary, give me 1 second. Oh, I think you're about to get a hit. So, oh, no, never mind. I thought you had a rod in there. Like one was swimming very directly towards something. Come on. Let's go. Give me 1 second and we'll pull it up and we'll take one more look-see. We have one more to talk about. Alright. Don't mind me, just making a little bank. Okay. So last but not least is the Karu mermaid, because you mentioned the mermaid.
I did, yes.
Right.
This is another mermaid.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of mermaid-related legendary fish in the game. But this one's particularly important because it is based off a cave painting of kind of this mythical creature made by the Khoisan people, who are some of the indigenous non-Bantu peoples of Southern Africa. And their cave painting that I mentioned before, the True Mermaids, you can look it up. It's very famous as a preserved piece of art of like a mythical being. And as you can imagine, anyone who knows mermaids know that they try and lure you in with a song to eat you most of the time. Maybe you didn't see that one in the Disney film, but they do try to eat you.
Oh yes, their siren song.
And exactly, and we have a fun song. We decided to try and find this because we've done sounds on legendary fish before, where they make like a gurgling or like a special sound, and we were like, okay, we want it to actually sound like a sound a fish could actually make, and that required a bit of research. But you'll be able to hear if it's this one from quite a distance, and we thought it would be just make it a little special.
Now that is very cool. That's very unique. First one to do that, in fact. Huh.
Well, one of them gurgles. I can't remember which one it was. I think in Spain we got a gurgler who goes.
Yes, but you have to be reasonably close to hear that. You're saying this, you would hear this like from the shore, or
I think you'd hear it from the shore. But I can check. Maybe you'll know when you catch it. Maybe we made it a bit quieter.
Do you know that'll actually be a nice little hint when our community is out working together to find this. They'll be able to just crank that volume. Oh, that might be your telltale. Here you go, chat.
I always crank the volume for the Music for Africa, for South Africa, so
I do too.
I can hear that.
I actually have the stream set with the South African music, and anytime I'm coming to South Africa, I'm disabling the original song. I'm putting that one on. It's my outro as well that we'll be using here, so absolutely crushed it with that.
Did such a nice job. Recorded it with a choir in Johannesburg as well. We got the composer did an absolutely fantastic job with that one.
Oh, crushed it.
The choir killed it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Absolutely, I could not agree more. I mean, to be completely straight, right since day one, we really elevated our game with the soundtracks here on the Anchor. It set the bar very high for any other game out there. It really did. Man, lots of Kerpers here today. We're pulling these bad boys in left and right.
I just got spooled. I should have brought a better setup, I think.
Oh, well, you're not on your dev account, though, in all fairness. Just a disclaimer, folks. I pulled them from the dev side and brought them to the live side. So these folks, they live in the dev builds, always working on things. So, yeah.
The weird thing is I'm not using my private account either, because I'd have more stuff on that.
Oh,
I'm using like my dev name in like I'm using my stream account, which has nothing on it. So I need to get a grip and just cheat a bit. So when I go on streams, I've got some cash to flash.
fair enough.
Mm.
Any chance we get an EW radio, like a radio in game that we could play the theme songs on? Actually, that would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's a great idea. You know, we could be over on the Hunter playing the Angler music, and over here in the Angler playing the Hunter music. And as we get, you know, more and more reserves come to the game, each one has its own specific music. Before long, we have to release an album.
I think we've thought a lot about kind of radio ideas. Like it's a personal thing of mine. Like I've always wanted to make kind of a radio idea in games because I'm not always sure they're very good. And I would love to make one that gives you some really nice information about the environment. You know,
That would be
people
great.
really want to listen to. But
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
it's one of my
I
favorite
don't think we've
things,
got any
actually.
plans for it yet.
One of my favorite things on Farm Sim is the in-game radio, and they've got the actual virtual radio stations you can tune into, but it just kind of adds to the experience. I'd love that. Jeeps in the boat, maybe a little portable hand radio. Are you going to activate the Africa Legendary tonight with the others? Yes, Big Bubba. Tonight will be the first night they will make it into the rotation. We're not saying which it is, but if you've been paying close attention to the little backstory you've been getting here, you might have a bit of an idea on what could help you find some of these legendaries. I actually think that's I'm really kind of excited about that siren song. That's very cool. Like to experience that, but we don't know. You'll have to see what it is tonight. They'll be activating at the normal time. With everything else, I expect it to be a little bit nutty. Just remember, please, if you are in our Discord, about 1,000 people before you have asked, where's the legendary? There will be a post organized. Someone always puts it up in the forums, and our mods are great at helping direct you to it, so you can find it with ease and carry onward and upward. Looking forward to seeing who brings the first one in. Yes, everyone behave, as Cappy says. Speaking of our mods, appreciate you, Cappy. Appreciate you. Please tell Ben to deck himself out with the gold gear. Well, he can't right now. He's not on his dev account, and neither am I. But yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to go and jump onto my dev account and get all gold membered up here.
Maybe next stream we can. If I start grinding now, maybe by next stream we'll have enough.
Get grinding. What's your go-to fishing today? Do you get much of a chance to play the game outside of work? Because I know how involving it can be. I'm rather curious. If you do, what is your favorite species in game at the moment to fish for?
So everyone who's on the team, it's really important that we play the game. Like I think it is kind of mandated. We have a few hours every week where we'll sit and we'll play the game together or hop in Discord, and that's a lot of fun. So I think it's, unfortunately, when it's the devs together, we spend a lot of time being like, oh, is that broken? Oh, we need to fix that. Is that broken? Oh, I'm just going to do this one repetitive thing 150 times to check if it's broken. Because no one has less fun playing video games than video game developers. But no, it's a serious thing. Like I actually set one of my goals for the past 2 years to really increase my knowledge of the game system. So I get to play a few hours every week.
Nice.
And I'm a bass guy. Like I think it's a weird thing to say because I love the maps. I love us keep bringing out new reserves, but I think just the sheer volume on Golden Ridge, I think makes it the best. My favorite map in the game. And so I'm always going back to Golden Ridge to basically...
Favorite map, very nice. What's your favorite fish on Golden Ridge?
Smallmouth.
Smallmouth?
Smallmouth bass.
Oh, you said... Smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass. Very good. Very good.
How about you? Are you going to say a South African thing? Or are you what are you going to go for?
I'm still a lake trout guy. I love the lake trout. Right since day one. From the very first one I caught, I can't get enough of them. They're not the fastest, obviously. Some people like to really get after them, but I like the lake trout on Golden Ridge Reserve. I also quite enjoy the Atlantic salmon over on Norway. Those are two that I find when I've got a little bit of time and I can fish. Often on my Asus ROG, my little handheld, game runs great on there. I like to jump on there.
Cool.
Oh yeah, man! I can hit the couch, put my feet up, and just completely blank out and let the wife use the TV or the kids do what they do. You know, and I just love it. I love it. So those are my go-tos. But I really also enjoy the river fishing. There's something about moving down the river, finding a pet rock to get up on, and just pulling them in. So I have a lot of other favorites as well. Maybe not favorites is the right term, but a lot that I'm drawn to. But I spend a lot of time on Golden Ridge, I must admit. I love South Africa, and I love Spain, but, you know, on my personal account, I'm still a lower level. So, yeah, the big cart, they don't play friendly.
I think it's one of those things as well, is that, like, I'm sure some of the players have noticed, but we make a very concerted effort to keep adding stuff to the base thing you get when you start the game. And I think it's just because we've got a bit of a different system to how the hunter does, where you get kind of those 2 reserves when you buy the game. You only get the 1 with us. And so if we want to release a free fish that's not related to DLC, the only place we can really put it is on Golden Ridge. So as a result, Golden Ridge is going to keep, I think out of all of the reserves, it's had by far the most additions of new fish. Right. And I think that's probably going to continue, just because we want to increase that value proposition before you even buy your first piece of DLC. We want to increase it for everyone and don't want to segment the player base when we bring something new out.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it's definitely something to think about. It's like, you know, I know we all look for different things, but I think if you're just, okay, I want to catch a lot of cool fish, then I think Golden Ridge is it's always going to be one of the best maps, I think.
Yeah.
Unless we have some real special stuff you can't get there, like your African tigerfish, like your Atlantic salmon.
Yeah, but it's so well designed as well, though, Ben. One of the things that I always really, like, especially when I first started playing the game, is heading up to those little tiny lakes in the Alpine. You know, 1 minute you're up top there, and it takes a moment to get up there, and the next moment, you know, you're over by the big dam, and it's just, yeah, I've always really liked that about Golden Ridge. It just feels like there's kind of multiple biomes that you're able to move through, which makes it very, very unique in my mind. Yeah,
we have those 4 distinct biomes: the Ruby River Edge, the Silver Meadows, Space Golden Ridge itself. Like, I think with every map that we make, we basically take a number of different, because we're not making like a realistic space necessarily. We're making, okay, what's kind of a conglomeration of different varieties of that space. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the South Africa map we're currently in, there's things taken from all over South Africa. And then we take it to the culture consultant and we're like, how can we have all of these different aspects of the terrain, but still make it actually feel like you're in South Africa? And the same thing for Golden Ridge is we looked at kind of that real life Wyoming area. And we were like, okay, we want to get a load of different varieties of different places. How can we put it together in a cohesive way that doesn't make you feel like you're just in a theme park? It has to feel like you're in a real place. I think to me, although I just talked about how I like the fish population on Golden Ridge, I think my favorite map is Spain. And I know that's an unpopular opinion. Like, when I see people talking, they're all like, okay, Spain's my least favorite, because the fishing styles are a lot more focused on bottom fishing than anything else. But for me, it's just, I think Kareem and Daniel are my favorite characters. I'm always going to be someone, you know, I mean, I'm a writer. I always look for the story stuff. And I always have really good vibes from doing that recording session where we had both of them in the booth at the same time, which is a really rare thing for us. Normally we have them in very separate places, but we put them both in the same booth, and their chemistry was so much fun. And I think it's very difficult for me not to take that with me when I go into that map. I just remember having such a good time, seeing my lines come to life.
Well, the chemistry shows. The chemistry shows with them. So I wish I had a bit of fly on the wall there to experience that. Spain is probably one of the. I think what I like the most about Spain is the main outpost, the main town. You're going in there. You're in the restaurant. It's just everything about it. It flows quite nicely together. But I do understand what you're saying. I guess that, you know, all bottom fishing, a lot of folks do enjoy that. But there is definitely, you know, there's that draw to Golden Ridge. There's, mind you, there's a big draw to Norway and there's a big draw to South Africa as well. South Africa is very popular, especially right now. And now that we've got the new legendaries, everybody's going to be out there tonight, working together, playing nice in the Angler Sandbox to try and find which legendary is active. Where is it? How do we catch it? What do we do? It's exciting times, Ben. And I'm really pleased to see how the community comes together for it.
I love seeing the explosion of activity every Thursday as everyone gets excited to go and catch new legendary fish. Yeah. And just seeing how long it takes people to find it and crack it, really. Like another thing that I really like is when before the legendaries come out, and people will kind of say on the map where they think the legendary is going to be. And I know where the legendary is, so I can kind of go like, yeah, you're right, or I can go, nah, it's a bit fast. Which is always a pretty fun thing to say, I guess, and to see.
There's been more than a few times where I've had to go and look to see which legendary is active because the community hasn't quite found it yet. And I mean, but they eventually do. In almost all cases, they're impressive that way. They pool together, they pool their resources, and they manage to pull it in. But yeah, it's definitely going to be great. And you know, that's Wednesday night for us here in North America. Wednesday night madness. It really. It's a little hard on our mods. I'm not going to lie. They're trying to keep it, you know, good for everybody. But it is just exciting to see the buzz. And I know tonight's going to be a little crazy as people try to get out there to get the first opportunity to get on this new legendary, whichever one it may be, my friends. Oh, we got one more to bring us in here. I can't believe that. That's an hour. That is an hour already, Ben. Time flies when I have you out here, my friend. I feel like we could just keep talking for the rest of the day here. Oh, my goodness. Give me a second to pull this in.
Pleasure.
Yeah, chat, man, there you go. What do you think? Pretty cool. It's always nice to have Ben out to give us a little bit of insight into some of what goes in. First off, goes into helping select, you know, these legendaries, the fact that you're basing them off of, as you say, the deities, I think it's absolutely great. Such a pleasure to have you out here, Ben. I hope it's not as long until I can get you back out. I'd love to do this again.
Yes, anytime, Jaxy. As long as there's some words to chat about, then I'll be right here because it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Thank you, mate.
Awesome. Chat, big round of applause. Big round of applause. Our narrative designer, Mr. Ben. Love having you out, my dude. Thank you all, everybody, for coming to join us today. Exciting times here in the Angler. I hope everybody's enjoying the new update and all the stuff that's come with it. Poor Sid. Sorry, that was perfect timing, Ben. Lots happening here. And I hope everybody has an opportunity to get after the new legendary. You've got a week, no rush. And if you're not part of the Discord and you want to come and join in and help folks out with their fishing adventures, maybe just find people to fish with and keep on top of the news, there's links in the description. The bot will absolutely give it to you. Maybe our mods would post it. And of course, it's in the game in the news feed. I hope to see you all there. Give us a follow across all the socials, a like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you guys all again, hopefully very, very soon. Much love from everybody at EW, your bearded brother. And Ben, once again, thank you, my friend. There was a lot of horsing around today. I love it. I love it.
A lot of fun. Thank you, mate. See you all later.
Much love from your bearded brother, folks.